Hello and welcome to High Impact Tuesdays. I'm Frank Lavinia, and here's another fancy graphic that I get to treat you with. All right, today is Tuesday, and I like to say that Monday may punch you in the face, but Tuesday is the day you get back up and get to make an impact. So recently, last week actually, that was Prime Day. So I availed myself of some Prime Day specials. One of the things you see I struggle with, aside from having a messy desk and drinking a lot of coffee, is lighting. I want to do more of these live streams. The lighting's okay, but I want to make it better. I want to make it more professional, if that makes sense. And ultimately, I picked up this first. And this is a device that I've been testing out a couple of things. And ultimately, you take your smartphone and you basically clip this over it. Maybe not with my military grade case, but definitely with the front one, it'll work. And I can charge this up with USB, and I had different settings. I thought this would be a cool thing to try. I've experimented with it. I need to find a better stand because it kind of messes with the camera, but you can kind of see that, there it is without it, there it is with. It's a good fill light in terms of getting rid of shadows. Definitely something. Lighting is something I really been struggling with for all my YouTube and kind of live streaming stuff. However, I did promise an unboxing, and this was available on Amazon for Prime Day for a pretty good price. I think it was $18. Normally it's like $30. So ultimately it's a full-on ring light. So the reason why you want this ring light is because it provides light right up against the camera in such a way that doesn't really cast any harsh shadows. If I were to, where's my cell phone? Do this kind of single point light, you can see that it does produce a very harsh type shadows, whereas the ring light really doesn't, because you're pushing the light around a circle in that sense. So you don't really get any harsh shadows. That's where you see a lot of makeup bloggers, particularly vloggers like YouTubers and stuff. That's why they swear by these. And a lot of professional YouTubers, they basically have their DSLR and like something like this around it. Now, up until Prime Day, it was kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to spend that much money on it, but for $18, give it a shot. Bonus points, it also is USB chargeable, and supposedly it can rotate 360 degrees. Not quite sure what that means on which axis they're talking about, but let's do the opening, the unboxing, if you will. All right, here are the directions on how to use it, how to assemble it. Oh, okay. So these are standard camera type connectors and stuff like that. What I like about this is supposedly it has a remote, so I can basically remote control the settings on it. Whereas with the other one, I kind of have to reach out and touch the button, which is, these are some awkward filming. All stuff I guess you could edit out, but not on a live stream. There's no editing on a live stream. We are on this without a net. So here's another tripod. Looks like a standard connector. That's what's nice about this too, is like if I don't want to use the standard connector with this, I can use my camera or some other such thing. This looks to be a smartphone mount. That'll come in handy. And here is the item itself, the ring light. Any Stargate fans out there? Let's see. So I see you screw it in there, and it looks like it has a cold shoe. How do I turn it on? It may not be charged up. So there's remote control on the actual device, or an inline kind of power supply thing. Let's see. I suppose it would help to read the instructions, but I like it. The build quality seems nice. I can set this up. I can set this around my webcam, maybe here, and that should provide a nice little thing. That's really cool. I like it. I should probably read the instructions. Although having you watch me read the instructions live is probably about as exciting as paint drawing. But what's really cool about this is you can change the different color temperatures. So you can have a warmer color, colder color, cooler color, or somewhere in the middle. That's important because I'm under a lot of fluorescent lights, and that kind of gives a nice, well, not nice, but it gives a cold look. I have the ability here to transform this and kind of get better natural skin tones. That's pretty cool. All right, so that was these two things are essentially my my two Prime Day spendings. Interesting. I also am in the middle of building a light board, and hopefully, I can't guarantee it'll be today, maybe Friday. I'll do a live stream with that, which basically means it'll be a whiteboard, but I'll be writing facing you as opposed to you looking at the back of my head. So in terms of events that are high impact, if you go to franksworld.com, couple of interesting posts. There's a mini documentary about Elon Musk and Neuralink and his plans for what that means. There's also some interesting announcements going around today. I haven't read them yet about Microsoft and working with SpaceX. Speaking of Elon Musk, and finally, there's a really cool YouTuber. His name is Jabrils or Jabrils. Not sure how to pronounce it, but he has a very cool gig doing kind of a exploring Cirque, which is a quantum computing library for Python. Definitely very cool. Definitely check that out. And that's all I got. I got some studying to do because I have a really cool gig tomorrow, and that's all I have. But I didn't want another Tuesday to go by. I think I missed 2 high impact Tuesdays, and that's kind of a low impact slacker thing to do. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. I will play around with this and check this out. Obviously, you could tell I kind of moved the way my desk was set up. My son is he's not there now, but he's doing classes down here in my office with me, and I have my pumpkin backgrounds on my pumpkin theme going. But hopefully, if you have any questions about this, let me know. I am going to be in between reading and studying and prepping. I am going to be playing around with my light board and getting that set up, and hopefully I'll be able to produce richer content and richer architecture videos. There are some, I actually have the thing built. It's on the stand. The lights are attached, but now it's just a question of how do I set up my home studio to make it work for that, as well as be a working office. So all the fun things and things like that. But additionally, I'd like to add that you can now listen to Data Driven and Impact Quantum on your Alexa device. And all you have to do is we're on Amazon Music as a podcast, both shows. So if I were to say, Alexa, play the Data Driven podcast.
To listen to Deezer, enable the skill and link your
Okay.
account.
No.
I've sent the details to your
Alexa.
app.
Alexa, I want to listen to the Data Driven podcast.
Here's Data Driven from
Okay.
Amazon Music.
So that's apparently the magic words.
The latest episode, Data Point post-pandemic bookstore visit, data, and sugared up kids.
She also said
Alexa, stop. Let's also have that. Also have it available as a flash briefing, so you'll be able to listen to the show as a flash briefing. So I'm very excited about that. I've been tinkering more with Alexa development. I think it's an interesting paradigm. Voice is definitely going to be more and more of a point of technology in the future. It's definitely going to have a high impact, if you will. I was actually thinking the other day about when I was a kid, Star Trek: The Next Generation was on TV, and it just seemed so sci-fi that you can say, computer, set lights to 50%, or computer, do this. And here we are, despite all the horrors of 2020. Here we are. We have that. I don't know. I think it opens up some interesting creative possibilities. And I'll definitely share if there's interest. Let me know in the comments about how I built it. It was actually very low code type thing. It was really no code to speak of. Although I have been digging around with some source code around building more advanced skills, particularly like the adventure one. That was fun. You can build a game. Also, speaking of, this is kind of me going off script. So as you know, franksworld.com is celebrating its 25th birthday. This book, Wayne's World, Extreme Close-Up, actually inspired the original version of Frank's World. And I will talk about that on another live stream. I still plan on doing the limited edition podcast, talking about the history of the site, people who inspired me, trying to get them on the show and talk about that. So, yeah. So thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this live, thumbs up to you. Thanks for taking some of your day with me. And if you're watching this later, thanks for stopping by and listening. As always, check me out on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook. Yeah, it's time definitely for some coffee, maybe even clean my desk. So with that, you have a great day.